On tap, Heavy Seas Loose Cannon. Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is the Better Beer Authority. Today, we are heading into rough waters. Loose Cannon IPA from Heavy Seas Beer. In 2010, the Clipper City Brewing Company in Baltimore, Maryland, finished rebranding all their beers under the Heavy Seas name. Loose Cannon is nicknamed Hop Cubed Ale because they use over 3 pounds of hops per barrel, and they add hops 3 times in the brewing process. In the kettle, in the hop back, and then they dry hop it. This American IPA is 7.25% alcohol by volume. According to their literature, you should look for a citrus hop aroma. It is part of Heavy Seas' pirate fleet of beers, which are beers between 7 and 8% ABV that are bottle conditioned. Bottle conditioning means that they leave a small amount of live yeast in the beer to naturally carbonate it and add subtle flavors. Adam, describe this beer to us.
Well, I think it's a well-rounded beer for an IPA. It's definitely there's a lot of balance with the hops there. I think with adding the hops in the 3 different steps there, it really creates balance. When you're drinking this, you get the citrus and the piney notes to it, but you get little to no bitter aftertaste. There's no excessive alcohol flavor into it at all whatsoever, I don't think. I think it drinks very, very smoothly for an IPA. It's got a lot of great flavor to it.
Mark, do you agree with him?
I agree completely with it. I mean, as far as IPAs go, it's a very smooth, very easy drinking. It's just a pleasant beer as far as IPAs go. It doesn't give you that real bitter bite that, you know, some of that piney, citrusy bite that you get out of a lot of, you know, hopped beers. I mean, this one is no exception since it's hopped 3 separate times. You would think that you're going to get a pretty upfront punch in the face of hops, but I mean, the hops is all in the aroma and it's all in the flavor. It doesn't linger and dry out and give you that nasty backwash of, you know, hop.
Okay. Scott, what situation would cause you to choose this beer over other IPAs?
Well, for me, this beer, first of all, as an IPA, is one of my more favorite beers, so I would choose it over a lot of other IPAs anytime. But if you're someone that sort of enjoys IPAs and you might have a few others that you like, it might be an alcohol content that would cause you to go to this one because it doesn't really have the highest ABV compared to some others such as Hop Slam, which is probably one of my #1 beers. Yeah, and it has 10%.
Hop Slam is going to be at the high end of...
Yeah, it's 10%, and this one's on the lower end. And that's why I would choose this one possibly if I was going to be out and, you know, wanted to have several drinks, and, you know, I wanted to only drink IPAs as opposed to trying to drink 5 or 6.
I mean, this one still kind of blows my mind, though. I mean, I don't think it tastes like it's got 7.25% ABV.
Not at all. It masks it well, and I don't even know if I'd call it masks or maybe like you guys were saying. It's very balanced and it has that floral aroma and flavor.
It still has all the flavors that you're looking for in an IPA. It blends very, very well, and it's like at the right times you're getting the right flavors, you know.
And something I noticed with it when you pour it, it does, and again, it has the live yeast, so it's bottle conditioned. It has a lot of carbonation, but it has a great mouthfeel because I'm not one that really goes for the ones that have the high carbonation and are more champagne-y. And this one has a very thicker, you know, smooth mouthfeel as compared to what you would think just looking at it in the cup as you pour.
The company says to look for citrus hop. I mean, is that how you guys would describe it?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's in there. I don't think it's the most prevalent flavor, but I mean, it's certainly there.
I mean, you got the citrus and the pine, but again, I think it's mixed very well.
I think it's what sets the beer off.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
If you dig for it, it's in there. I mean, for somebody that has a more attuned and more sensitive nose is probably going to be able to find it. Like some of the avid drinkers out there are going to be able to pick it out a lot better than, you know, the weekend warriors like, you know, some of us are. But
is the word avid drinker a euphemism? You don't have to answer that.
Okay.
Adam, what is your what is your rating?
My rating's an 8. I think this is a great beer. I think if anybody hasn't tried it, I think they should go out and get an opportunity to get this and drink quite a few of them. I think it's good.
Okay. Mark, what's your rating?
For me, it's a 7. I think, and for me, I mean, it's a lot of the frequent viewers know that I'm more of a dark beer, stout porter kind of guy and don't necessarily dig the IPAs too much. But I think that this is a very safe segue into trying to get yourself away from darker, roastier beers and moving more into what hops can actually do to a beer. I think it's a good way to go if you want to try something a little.
Would you call this a beginner IPA?
I don't think I would call it a beginner IPA. I think it's a good transitional IPA. I mean, I think that this can kind of help you appreciate some of the more softer side of hop. You know, a little bit of the better floral impressions that you get from some of the smoother hops than, you know, going into something that has little or no bitter hop hit, you know. I guess if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Scott, what's your rating?
I give it a 9. It's an all-around good beer. I think, you know, something he was maybe trying to hit on is that it doesn't take an extensive, you know, well-attuned palate to appreciate this beer. They've done such a great job in brewing it and, you know, mixing it, and it's just a culmination of, again, good ingredients, good brewing style and technique, and just overall, you know, it's just a fantastic beer.
Thanks for the save, Scott.
I mean, I think with this beer, even like if I talk about my fiance and drinking this beer, she doesn't like IPAs at all whatsoever because of that bitterness, that hoppy bitterness. She would enjoy this beer if I didn't tell her it was an IPA. If I just poured it in a glass and said, "Here, have some Loose Cannon," she'd dig it because I think it's smooth enough. And I think even with not having that refined palate, if you didn't have that refined palate, you could still enjoy the beer.
Well, we all know that she doesn't have a refined palate. She's marrying you.
Okay.
All right, Clipper City Brewing Heavy Seas Beer Loose Cannon Hop Cubed IPA Ale gets a 8.0 on the BDA scale. What's your go-to IPA? Do you like your IPAs with a higher or lower alcohol content? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Boom, boom.
Better Beer Authority. Better Beer